Hi, my name is Brian, and I'm the High Pop Professor, and this is the third part of basically a hobby numbers episode where on part one we talked about true odds of pulling rare inserts from various sets. Part two, which I just released last week, was talking more about numbered inserts and product runs and how we could use true odds to help us calculate this using the serial numbers or the print runs on the backs of the cards. Today in part three, and I mentioned before there would be a part three, and here it is, I want to introduce a new concept that differentiates and gives us a way to sort of compare low-end versus mid-end versus high-end tough pulls. And so, well, what is this? Well, I invented a new term, or I'm coining one anyway, I don't know if I invented it, but just as we called true odds, when we multiply the pack odds times the number of possible cards you could get from that insert set, we're going to call this one pack dollars to pull, or PDP for short. And in short, what this is saying is that, well, we have sort of low tier products that are very cheap, maybe $1 per pack. And these could be products like Donruss Triple Play, Upper Deck Collector's Choice, Topps Bazooka, or Fun Pack, something like that. And then of course you have the middle of the road. You've got your Donruss Studios and your Select Score Selects, and then you have your high end, your Topps Finest and your Pinnacle Certifieds and Donruss Preferreds and all that kind of stuff that are more expensive. And so what this number attempts to quantify is giving an appreciation towards, again, pack dollars to pull. How many dollars you'd have to spend on packs to pull a specific insert card. And so you can have very tough inserts on low-end products. You can have very tough inserts on high-end products. But this PDP number attempts to quantify and give a bit of an appreciation more towards some of the higher-end, more difficult products and inserts to pull. So let's go ahead and turn the camera around. We'll take a look at three examples, a low end, a mid end, and a higher end, of where these PDP numbers come in, and we'll calculate them. We'll walk through all three examples, and we'll consider, and maybe this gets us a little bit deeper insight and appreciation for some of these tougher inserts in relation to some of the other ones. All right, so come along for the ride. Here we go. Okay. So starting things off, I want to begin with a set that was, started in the mid-90s here, mid to late 90s, and it was put out by Flair Skybox, called Circa. Now, Circa was by all accounts, a low-end product. It was not expensive. They made quite a bit of it, and it was designed to appeal mostly to kids, and they wanted to put a product out that was very affordable, and had sort of these fun backgrounds and all things like this, and it was a success, and this is a 97 Circa I'm holding right here. This is just a base card, but one of the things I'm trying to do in my collection is trying to get a couple of the iconic firsts of inserts in the hobby, and so Circa eventually would become Circa Thunder and Skybox Thunder, things like that, and they were of course really famous for the Circa Raves, and of course eventually the Super Raves as the years went on. And so what I want to focus on here is the very first year they ever made Circa Raves in 96. So this card's a stand-in until I do acquire one, but it's on my list. And so I'll put a picture up here so you can see what this looks like. But basically this is a Circa Rave. They are numbered, it's a parallel, full set parallel, numbered out of 150. And for 96, that was actually pretty innovative. There weren't a lot of full parallel sets back in 96 that were individually numbered like this, but this one was one of them. And they're pretty tough to pull, It was 1 out of 60 packs to pull one, and there are 200 cards in the set. And so if we multiply those two numbers together, 60 packs to be at one of them times 200 possible cards, the true odds of pulling this 96 Circa Rave Greg Maddux were 1 in 12,000 packs. Okay, and those would be the true odds. So you'd have to open, on average, 12,000 packs to just get one Circa Rave Greg Maddux. Okay, now here's where the PDP, the pack dollars to pull, comes in. If we take a look And I'm just using, again, Baseball Card Reference, the #1 resource that we have for looking up any and all things 90s baseball. We can see at the top here that it was, on average, $1.99 per pack. And so we're going to call that $2 per pack. Yes, there may have been tax, but you buy it at a show. I don't think they're going to necessarily do that. So anyway, $2, let's say $2 per pack, times the true odds of that 1 in 12,000. So 12,000 packs at $2 per pack means that you would have to spend, if you were buying packs to try to get this specific 96 Circa Rave card of this specific player, it would cost $24,000 is your PDP, your pack dollars to pull. And that's a rather expensive Circa Rave. Okay, and so this is our low-end example. But let's go ahead and take a look at a mid-end example. So here's another set, 97 Score Select. And 97 Select had these artist proofs. They had a couple parallels here. They had one that was called Registered Gold, and they had one that was called Artist Proofs. This is the blue artist proof. The blues were tougher than the reds. I believe you got 1 blue per pack. And those were some of the veteran star players. And the reds were more common. And so to get the artist proof, which is the tougher of the parallels, and to get this, the artist proof on a blue, rather tough. The pack odds of getting any blue artist proof were 1 in 355 packs. So we're talking like 1 per case. So this is effectively a case hit. Really, really tough card. Beautiful card. Beautiful foil board here. And this is sitting in a SGC 9.5. So just a gorgeous card. But this was not a low-end product per se. It wasn't a high-end either, kind of middle of the road. And again, looking at Baseball Cardpedia, they put it down as $2.99 for the price point for these packs. So again, if we take the numbers here, the 1 in 355 packs, times the 50 possible blues that were in this low series that we could have gotten, the true odds for pulling this card turns out to be 1 in 17,750 packs. But, which is, tougher than the 12,000 pack for the other one, but again, at $3 per pack, instead of just $2 per pack, multiply that 17,750 times 3, and you would have to spend $53,250 on packs to pull this card. So $53,250 is your pack dollars to pull, PDP, for this card, which is actually really kind of absurd when you think about it. And so just wanted to sort of point that out. So we have a low-end example, we have a mid-end example, and now it's time for our final example, something higher end. And so we have one of my favorite sets, which is 97 Pinnacle Certified. And this is a gorgeous mirror gold Pinnacle Certified. Oh man, this card. Oh, this card is just delightful. Super cool. This did have a peel on it. And of course, the peel has been removed. So we can see all of its beautiful, glorious shine. Newton's rings and all. That's what these little spots here are, Newton's rings here and here. You can see what those are. Maybe we can get it focused really close up. Maybe you can see what those, there's Newton rings. Anyway, but I digress. So, 97, Pinnacle Certified. So this set right here is just a beautiful set. Now, some high-end set collectors really don't like this set. They don't like this set because they actually did print. They had a couple different printings of this. It was very popular, and they sold out very quickly, and so they printed more. And so, if these originally had been intended to be serial numbered, well, they weren't. But whether they were serial numbered or not, the pack odds were still the pack odds. And so we can still calculate true odds, and we can still calculate PDP for a card like this. And so what are we looking at? So the mirror reds were 1 in 99 packs, the mirror blues were 1 in 199 packs, and the mirror golds like this were 1 in 299 packs. So let's use that number, 1 in 299 packs, times, and there was 150 cards in this set, single series, and it was hobby only. So if we multiply $299 times the 150 cards that are there means the true odds for getting this card or any specific player in this set is 1 in 44,850 packs. We're talking nearly 45,000 packs to get a mirror gold of any specific player, which is just crazy. And so that's just bonkers and phenomenal when you think about that. But what's even more phenomenal is the fact that this was a higher end set. In fact, these packs were not $1 or $2 each. They were not $3 each. They were $5 per pack. And so when we consider multiplying the true odds of that 44,850 times $5 per pack means that our PDP, our pack dollars to pull this card, is going to be a whopping $224,250, which is roughly 10 times. So we're looking at $224,000 instead of just a regular $24,000 for our Circa Rave, and this is the stand-in, but still, we're looking at a PDP of 10 to 1 for the high-end product card versus the low-end product card. And this is partially why I wanted to invent something like PDP to make it as a differentiator, to really do a true comparison of not just simply value or scarcity. They're both pretty scarce and they're both, pretty valuable as far as cards from 96, 97 are concerned. But I wanted to have a number that would sort of account for the low end versus mid end versus high endedness of these kind of rare pulls. And so I settled on PDP, pack dollars to pull. And so that's really what I wanted to talk about and discuss here, because up until this point, we hadn't really ever had a way of differentiating and appreciating what those differences in price point, in tiers of product were. And now we do. All right, thanks for coming along for the ride, and thanks for watching.